What is up, everybody? It is Tog here. Welcome back to a series that I started last year on Black Ops 6 with mild to moderate non-success, but I really liked watching them on like car rides or bus rides that I wasn't driving, of course. But it was because I really liked the show The Penguin, and I wanted to share it with my viewers who might not have seen it or thought about seeing it, but because I like to write about shows sometimes, like just my little notes, but I realized when I was doing this series that I had to like kind of write out everything that was happening, and that led to take more time, longer games, and I was trying to do it while I was playing Call of Duty. Now, it's just in the background, and I realize this green screen thing probably won't work that well on this. It'll probably be black over. I don't think I can do that. I can combine it that way, because I'm not playing this live. I just figured if I did each, I got to the last episode, but instead of making another 2 hour, I thought I would make like a lot of short ones and divide up the last episode into scenes, because it's a pretty good episode, and I think shorter videos are easier to consume. So let's go ahead, and I'm not going to edit. I think some videos could really use the editing, and I'm going to decide how I do it in the future, but I'm just trying to get, I think there is a time where quantity can beat quality. Not always, not usually, but I think in some cases quantity can be good to get results that you want, like analysis wise, like what works, what doesn't in a quick span, as long as the quality is somewhat consistent. Like more quantity doesn't necessarily have to mean reduced quality, but oftentimes it kind of does, because you can put less into each of them, but you get to see more of them. So I did if you watch, I'll try to set the link in the playlist, in the description of the playlist of Black Ops 6. So that where I went over the first 7 episodes and the first scene of the last episode. I don't think they're going to renew it. So this is the second scene, and I entitled this episode Persuasion, and it's going to go with my Dravec that I'm using. I got 9 Arclight camos so far. Maybe I'll get more, but not really for the channel because I'm running low on time for this anyway, and it's whatever, it's fine. The 6 SMGs I got to get them diamond, and 3 melee weapons, even though I only needed 2. To be gold so that I could go for Arclight. But I worked for Arclight on my Twitch and stuff, and it was fun, and I did it. And now here's a gameplay of it. One try. That's all I got. We open to a dash cam-like view. Right here, we hear. Before seeing that we're following Vic, a backseat passenger making his way into town, where he hops out after a stop to see billowing smoke in the distance and hear sirens. One by one, the gang leaders steadily and slowly exit their vehicles to take in the sights as well. They look stunned. Vic looks shocked. Hands on his head, he whispers, "Oz," which is the Penguin's real name if you haven't seen anything else. Now, louder, and turning to face the others, "Hey, he could be hurt. We gotta get down there." One of them responds that he's probably dead. The other mentions is probably crawling with cops. Vic pleads, "You don't know that. We gotta check. Let's go." Zhao ignores this, looks to Link, and says, "Your friend has put us in a very precarious position," as if to blame him for vouching. He then motions for his crew to go. Vic looks shocked, to which one of the heads says, "We're here for the product, not the Penguin." Even Link turns to go. Vic gets a bit childish here. "Wow, you're just a bunch of fucking cowards, you know that?" This gets everyone's attention. One of them even goes to draw a gun. And I wrote here a little tangent about respect, because I saw this thing, like a tier list on Instagram, where someone was saying, what loses a man the most respect if this thing happens and he stays silent. And at the top of the list was like his girlfriend disrespecting him in public. There were others like your friends making fun of you, and then this and that. And there were some like when you were getting robbed. That was like F tier. It's like you don't lose respect if you don't do anything when you're getting robbed to like protect this or that. Whereas like letting like your girl like disrespect you in front of others just because she gives you here and there. With your friends, it was like different because it could be a joke. That's like, I thought that was interesting here because Vic insulted their bravery. He called them all fucking cowards. This kid, this intern, whatever. So like they took offense to it. Vic tries to echo Oz, speaking about how they're just gonna let the Maronis and Gigantes do whatever the fucking want. They fucking want, sorry. "This is my neighborhood. Look at it. You're just gonna run away? After all this time?" I think he says something. Link punches him in the gut to shut him up. Seemed kind, not to bust up his face. "Watch what you say. You gotta know your place, or you're gonna catch a bullet, and then you really don't matter. And I think that dialogue may have been slightly intentional. There was the Black Lives Matter movement for a long time where there was increasing amounts of police brutality, which there always seems to be a cycle of that in the US. I don't know, probably in other countries too for all I know, but it's usually racially charged in the US. And Vic in this show is Hispanic, but his skin is slightly darker. So I think it was kind of showing that, like, and it's tough because like that started because of George Floyd's death. So like it kind of is bringing in this concept of death here and saying that like it's a very harsh message that says you can't matter if you're dead. So like even if you have things to say that you feel are important, you have to stay alive in order to get your points there. Everyone leaves after this but Vic. So the scene changes ahead. Vic, also walking through the rubble, screaming, is heard. So much dust and smoke, but Oz manages a way somewhat through. I meant Vic, but Vic manages a way somewhat through. He sees above some shoulders a completely caved-in road. Truck turned, pipes exposed. Vic's seen enough. Who knows why? Who knows why so many people wanted near? I thought it was a pretty nasty sight, but I can't. Words only do it so much justice. You'd have to see how the team did it. Vic gets away, sees a guy named Zeke, who he probably worked with or something, and I said he must have survived somehow because that explosion happened in the previous episode. He explains it was Sophia, and he was in near tears. So much gone, but Vic only cares about Oz. Where is Oz? Scene changes. We'll get to that one next Wednesday. I hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like if you did. I'll let the gameplay play out if it's not done, but if it is, sorry. And then we'll move on to the NPC and whatever I'm calling the next one. See ya!